So I'm Stefan, I'm from Sheffield and I have a Nissan 350Z. So the first car that I ever had was a BMW 325i and I decided to go down the route of making it a matte black, black wheels, 19-inch black wheels, making it fully blacked out like a stealth Ninja bomber. I ended up not driving it anywhere and then selling it for the grand sum of about £500. I've always really liked cars. I'm obviously watching Fast and Furious. I think that's everyone's go-to, where the people watch Fast and Furious. And kind of that's where the Nissan 350Z come from, because that was like my first car that I really loved. And that's why I went for that car. But that's it really, yeah, Fast and Furious, watching Fast and Furious growing up, and I'm just like, yeah, I like cars. Let's buy some cars and make them look cool. It's a funny story, I was looking for a 350Z for a while on Gumtree, eBay and everywhere else, and one night on Sunday night it popped up on eBay for £4,500, which was really cheap at the time. Based on a lot of them going for about 5 or 6, and there's a guy in Essex, and I said, I'll give you 4,000 and I'll come down tonight on a Sunday. So I ended up jumping on a train to Essex, which took a couple of hours down there, and then driving back, in which my phone died when I bought it. So I ended up having to just navigate back up really late at night, blind, back up north to Sheffield, and I got home at about 2 AM, something like that. So yeah, it was a fun little story on a Sunday afternoon. It was okay. The worst thing was the rear arches were really rusty, which is quite common on 350Zs. Generally it was okay. There's a few minor modifications. The exhaust had already been done, which was really nice, custom dual exit exhaust, which was already there, which I've left on the car. But generally it was in a good state, yeah. Just the rear arches were quite rusty. But yeah, on the bumper as well, the bumper was a bit cracked. Thinking about it, there were quite a few things that were wrong. So yeah, thinking about it back now, it was okay. It was okay. So the actual plan was to not spend anything at all on it. The plan was just to get it as it was. With my last car, I spent a lot of money on the BMW, changing that into a matte black stealth looking car, where I'll buy a car. I don't use my car very much because I run pubs generally as a living, so I live where I work. And I decided I'm just going to spend no money on this and just use it as and when I need it. And then that went out the window within like a month when I had wheels, and then we just went on from there, as it always does with cars. So the exterior, so the first thing I think I remember having done in the exterior was the front bumper. So the front bumper had quite a large crack on the right hand side, I believe, maybe from like a catch with a wall or parking. So the front bumper fiberglass and refilled, and then resprayed completely. It did have some black accents on it, and then I took all that away and made it just all silver on the front, so it was all nice and smooth. And I think after that I jumped onto the boot. So it was a standard boot with a little lip on it. I removed that, had it welded and painted, and then a brand new C West wing fitted, which I got really cheap from elsewhere. And then after that one, I think I moved on to the side skirts, because the side skirts were little black lips, and again I removed them and put some custom ones on that. I don't know where they're from, but they look quite cool. I then painted silver to match the car again. Trying so many things I can think of. The calipers, the roof, just so many things, but those are the main ones. That's where I started. So the interior was standard completely, apart from a carbon gear knob, which I ended up removing anyway. But now, obviously you see now it's bright white and gold, and that started with a wheel on eBay. A steering wheel that I saw was white and gold, and I'm like, that's different. Some guy had it made and it looked different, and I thought, let's buy that. And I've started to build the entire car around this white and gold theme now, as you can see. So I've got an iPad in the centre. I've also got a gold steering wheel. I've got a custom-made boot gaiter from America, but it's all white and gold, and I've done it all myself as well, so none of it's been done by anyone else. Most of it was done during lockdown, so I took all the dashboard out, rewired the gauges in with different colours, paint it all white and gold. So yeah, it's getting there, but now I've got to pay for the really expensive wrap on the outside to match the inside, because I'm like that with my bit OCD with that, so I want the outside to match the inside. It's a 3.5 litre NA, so it's not turboed. And with these cars, when you turbo them, you spend a good few thousand, so you're talking 4,000 or 5,000 to get maybe 100 brake horse extra, so it's not really worth it, so I'm not going to go down that route. It has got an intake on it, it has got a plenum spacer, it's straight piped, and it's got all the basic things you can do to the engine to give it the best performance, and it's also being remapped at Horsham Developments in Newbury, so it's running the best it can, but it's not high horsepower. I think it's just short of 300 horsepower, I think it is. But that's enough for me. I don't really drive too fast with it, so you know, it's comfortable. I'm not a very fast driver. I'd rather not ruin my pride and joy, so I'd take it quite steady. The purpose is just for a drive now and again. Like I say, I live where I work, so I don't need to drive it. It kind of just sits there and I look at it now and again. Just take some pictures. I do some photography, so I like to take my own pictures of my car. But really, it just sits there, and I go to the cinema maybe once a week, and I can't even do that now. I try to attend all big Japanese shows, anything like Trax, well, that's not a Japanese show, but it was going to be this year, Trax, Japfest, anything Japanese really. I try and attend any local meets that are going on, I'll try and attend to. And then with the exclusive JDM, I attend their meets as well, part of the club that I'm in. The future plans is, I'm getting onto the expensive stuff now, so I've kind of done with all the tiny little bits like, well, I say not tiny bits, like wheels, brakes, body parts, body kit. So I'm onto the expensive things now, which I'm looking for a rose gold chrome wrap on the outside, which is about $3,500 for the wrap. So that's kind of a bit of a saving up job. And then I'm also going to try and put air suspension on as well, which is again a really expensive job. Biggest achievement would probably be, I won best wheels at a show. I've got Volk GTSs, which are quite rare. They were a cult wheel back in the day for Japanese cars when the 350 first came out. But they are really rare wheels, and I won the best wheels at a show, which is probably my best achievement. I don't really try and enter any of that, but it was given to me on the day, which was quite nice. I wouldn't do it differently, no. I think building a car is always part of just thinking, oh well, that'll look cool, let's do that, then that'll look cool, let's do that, and then sometimes you change your mind halfway. Like the white and gold was a bit of a, you know, no one does white and gold, it's a really weird colour to go for, but I just thought, you know, let's go for it. I don't think I would change anything different about it. I mean, maybe if I could go back to the start and not spend any money at all on it, that would be nice. That was the plan originally. So maybe it would be nice to do that and stick to that, but you know, that never happened. So, but yeah, no, I won't do anything differently. So actually the other day I got my first fine in the car. For many things it could have been, it was the worst, most unexpected one I could have been given. So I was out shooting someone in a wood, in the middle of a field, in the middle of nowhere. I was in my 350 and my friend was in his Rocket Bunny GT86 in bright yellow. So two very standout cars in the middle of nowhere. We were taking some shots in the woods, some shots of airsofting, some photography. And the cop car comes down and pulls up next to us and says, oh, you can't park here, guys. Obviously thinking we were doing something with the cars, we weren't, we were just shooting some airsoft and some photography. And he pulled us up to the top and he fined me £50 for parking on a bridleway, even though I was in the middle of nowhere. But yeah, I suppose he let me off with a couple of things on the car, so you know, you win some, you lose some. So the biggest difficulties are getting over speed bumps, because it's such a low car and it's only on 30mm springs, lowering springs, and not in coilovers. So getting over those square bumps that are in the centre of the roads is really difficult. Other than that, I don't really have any difficulties. The price of the fuel is ridiculous. I seem to put £20 in any time I go anywhere. I can go down the street and it's £20. I can park up and it's £20. But yeah, the fuel is the biggest issue, and the speed bumps really. But other than that, no, it's quite drivable and enjoyable. Let's see where it takes me. It was never the plan to actually modify it, like I said. It was just kind of, it is where it is now. The end result is not there yet. I don't think there's ever an end result with cars either. It'll always be changed and different, and then once you're done and you feel like you're done, you're going to sell it and start again, or sell it and try and not start again and then start again anyway. So no, the end result is yeah, it's not there yet, but it will be at some point, and then we'll start again. I think it's the first car that I don't know, the first car that I've spent a lot of money and time on making look good. Like I said, the car I had before was just it looks blacked out. It was quite, a lot of people do that. This is something that stands out and is really unique. It's something I get a lot of attention for when driving around and stuff, so it's not something that blends in. It is really like a one-off. You don't really see anything like mine, not in the style that I've done it anyway. And also use quality parts as well, so it's not just bits and bobs off eBay and where else. It's C-West wing, Volk GTS wheels. It's quite expensive parts that I've used on it. So 2 years. I bought the car 2 years ago, July 2 years ago, so I think it's exactly 2 years now. Like I said, back then it was quite relatively standard, not much done to it. I've changed a lot since then, but yeah, I've had it about 2 years now. I would like to change possibly to a Evo soon, a Mitsubishi Evolution, probably a 7, 8 or 9, and maybe have a go at one of those. There's always been a car that again, it's a Fast and Furious car, the red one, so that's my next car when I get to that. I think it's top speed is 155, that's what it says in the brochure, I think. So I think it is limited to that. It's not something I've ever gone anywhere near. I said I don't drive the car very fast just because I'd rather not ruin hours and hours of work and money. It's just got a nice solid power and a very nice tune with it too, and a very nice noise when driving along. I'd spend a lot of time researching that part, what would be the condition it needs to be in, whether it needed work. I'd go to different places and pick it up. I think I've driven all over the country picking parts up and then made sure it's the right part and it's not something I'm going to have to spend more money on to then repaint or respray and be happy with it first time. I think the person that made the most help towards building the build was a guy called Danny Pugh. He used to have a 350 himself, and he also worked in a body shop, so he used to help me out quite a lot with doing certain parts, cutting back, filling, painting, installing things and sourcing parts for me that I needed. So he helped me a lot. But I think the Japanese car community is probably one of the best. It's a very good community. There's big groups of people that get together on a regular basis, like part of the group Exclusive JDM, which I'm in. A very friendly, massive group of over 2,500 members, I think. Recently went to a meet as well, which was absolutely extraordinary, really good day out. Food, drinks, laughs, really chilled out. I think Japanese community is a lot more chilled out than some of us are. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with them, but I just think there's a different mindset associated with Japanese cars and the people that use them and go out and chill with them, basically. The car has its own Instagram. It's at 350Z_SH. That's for its own Instagram. And that's about it really for the car. I do my own photography and of the car, and that's Stefan Photography on Facebook, Instagram as well. That's a bit of everything though. That's mostly the car if I'm bored, but that's a bit of everything also.